Imagine waking up, checking Twitter, and seeing a world leader shilling a meme coin. Sounds crazy, right? Well, that's exactly what happened when Argentina's president Javier Milei promoted Libra, a so-called economic initiative that turned out to be a $100 million rug pull. Within minutes, investors poured in, only to watch their money vanish. But here's the real kicker. This wasn't just another crypto scam. It exposed high-level corruption, insider trading, and a crypto economy rigged from the inside. Welcome to the Chainpoint channel. In this video, we're breaking down the shocking truth behind the Libra rug pull, the role of Kelly Ventures and its bizarre CEO Hayden Davis, and the shady insider deals that fueled this $100 million heist. Be prepared and let's dive in. But before we continue our talk, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay tuned to what is happening in the crypto world. Let's get started. Meme coins have always been a high-risk, high-reward game, but 2025 took things to a whole new level. What started as a fun way to trade joke tokens quickly turned into a multi-billion-dollar fraud fest. From Trump's meme coin to national governments launching and rugging their own tokens, the space has become a playground for scammers. Centralized and decentralized exchanges alike have profited massively from the chaos, raking in billions in fees. But while some traders made fortunes, most were left holding worthless tokens as projects collapsed overnight. Donald Trump's official meme coin launch in January was the tipping point. The token skyrocketed to a $4 billion market cap, flipping Shiba Inu and generating an eye-watering $42 billion in trading volume. Not long after, Melania Trump followed suit, and even Cuba and the Central African Republic jumped on the trend. The Cuban coin turned out to be the result of a hacked government account, while the African project was real, but still lost 95% of its value in a day. It was a meme-fueled gold rush until reality set in and the rug pull started. The sheer speed of these scams caught many by surprise, but experienced traders saw the warning signs. Meme coin launches have become battlegrounds for snipers. Automated traders who buy massive amounts of supply in seconds, forcing later buyers into impossible odds. The goal? Extract as much value as possible before retail investors even realize what's happening. The result? A cycle of massive hype, insane volatility, and sudden crashes that leave everyday traders wrecked. And then came the biggest bombshell yet, Argentina's President Javier Milei allegedly getting caught up in the chaos. Milei's involvement in the Libra meme coin scandal wasn't just another rug pull, it was a political earthquake. Unlike Trump, who framed his token as a joke, Milei's promotion came with promises of economic growth for Argentina. The reality? The token rugged within 50 minutes, wiping out over $100 million in investor funds. Milei quickly deleted his tweet, but the damage was already done. This wasn't just another scam. It exposed deep corruption, insider trading, and the extreme vulnerabilities of the crypto space. And the mastermind behind it all? A bizarre character named Hayden Davis, who openly admitted to the crime. Critics immediately questioned how deeply the president was involved in the scheme. Did Milei knowingly promote a scam, or was he just a pawn in a larger play? Leaked messages suggested something even more shocking. Milei's sister, Karina Milei, was allegedly selling access to the president in exchange for crypto payments. If true, this wasn't just a meme coin scandal, it was political corruption at the highest level. Yet in Argentina, where political scandals are the norm, many dismissed it as just another day in the country's chaotic leadership. Despite the uproar, Milei's core supporters remain largely unfazed. The Argentine stock market initially dropped 5.6% after the scandal, but it rebounded the next day, showing the market wasn't convinced this would have lasting consequences. More than 100 legal complaints were filed against him, and opposition leaders called for his impeachment. However, without enough votes to remove him, the political fallout seemed more symbolic than actionable. The bigger question remained: if a sitting president could be involved in such a blatant scam, what did it say about crypto's future? For many, this was the ultimate wake-up call. If world leaders were now endorsing rug pulls, what chance did everyday investors have? The Libra scandal wasn't just about Milei, it revealed the deeper rot within the crypto industry. With no clear regulations, bad actors could continue exploiting meme coin hype for personal gain. Just when the Libra scandal couldn't get any crazier, Hayden Davis stepped into the spotlight. The 28-year-old CEO of Kelia Ventures openly admitted to launching and rugging the token, something unheard of in the crypto world. In a bizarre video, Davis, dressed like a cartoon villain, claimed he was holding the $100 million for safekeeping. His reasoning? He believed Milei would come back, endorse Libra again, and allow the money to be pumped back into the market. It was a delusional justification for an obvious crime. But Davis' arrogance didn't stop there. In leaked messages, he bragged about controlling access to President Milei by paying off his sister, Karina. "I send dollars to his sister, and he signs whatever I say," he allegedly wrote. If true, this wasn't just a crypto rug pull, it was a full-scale political bribery operation. The revelations turned Davis from a meme coin scammer into one of the most despised figures in crypto. His company, Kelia Ventures, quickly went into damage control mode, but the evidence against them kept piling up. As pressure mounted, Davis went on a media tour to explain himself. He spoke with investigative YouTuber CoffeeZilla and crypto influencer Dave Portnoy, only making things worse. His shaky explanations, clueless responses, and bizarre confidence painted the picture of a man completely out of his depth. At one point, when asked who the $100 million actually belonged to, he hesitated before saying, "Argentina." It was a response so absurd that even diehard crypto supporters couldn't defend him. With his family wiping their social media and Kelia Ventures scrambling for cover, the scandal had become bigger than just one man. Davis's confessions revealed a much larger issue. Insider trading was rampant, and meme coins were being manipulated at an industrial scale. Kelia wasn't just scamming investors, they were allegedly working with powerful players behind the scenes, and as the investigations continued, it became clear that some of crypto's biggest platforms were also involved in this mess. If the Libra scandal was just another rug pull, it would have been forgotten in days. But the leaked messages between Hayden Davis and his associates exposed a much darker reality. Crypto wasn't just a Wild West, it was a rigged casino. The text suggested that Milei's sister, Karina Milei, had been selling access to the president for payments in crypto. In other words, anyone with enough money could buy a presidential endorsement. This wasn't just a financial scam, it was political corruption at the highest level. For those deep in the crypto space, this revelation wasn't entirely surprising. Insider trading and backroom deals have long been part of the industry, but this was on another level. The scandal raised urgent questions about the ethics of political figures endorsing cryptocurrencies, and more importantly, it showed just how easy it was to manipulate the market with the right connections. Crypto insiders began revealing how meme coin launches were being orchestrated behind the scenes. Leaked calls between industry figures described how top Solana-based exchanges, including Jupiter and Meteora, allegedly allowed whales and insiders to position themselves before public launches. Davis himself admitted Kelia Ventures was sniping its own token launches to maximize profits. The entire system was designed to benefit those on the inside while leaving regular investors as exit liquidity. With mounting evidence, many wondered if regulators would finally step in, but the crypto world has long operated in a legal gray area, allowing scammers to get away with financial crimes that would be unthinkable in traditional markets. And with millions, sometimes billions at stake, the temptation to bend the rules was too strong for many to resist. The Libra scandal didn't just expose corruption, it sent shockwaves through the entire crypto market. Argentina's stock market initially dropped 5.6% as investors panicked over the probability of the president's involvement. Meanwhile, crypto traders started questioning the legitimacy of meme coins altogether. If world leaders and their inner circles were cashing in on scams, how could anyone trust new projects? The scandal added to growing concerns that crypto was becoming a financial Wild West where only insiders profited. Meme coin volume took a hit as traders became more cautious, but the biggest damage was to the industry's reputation. Even seasoned investors who had seen countless rug pulls before were shaken by the sheer scale of the fraud. The scandal also put a spotlight on Solana, one of the most popular blockchains for meme coin trading. With leaked messages suggesting insider trading at top Solana-based exchanges like Jupiter and Meteora, trust in the network took a hit. Many started questioning how much of Solana's explosive growth was organic versus manipulated by insiders. The revelations didn't cause a market crash, but they did make investors think twice before aping into the next hyped-up token. Despite the chaos, meme coins weren't going away anytime soon. If anything, the scandal only proved how much money was still flowing into the space, even in the middle of a bull market. Exchanges continued raking in massive fees, and new tokens launched daily. The only difference? More people were now aware that the game was rigged. And yet, as history has shown, that probably wouldn't stop retail investors from gambling on the next big thing. While the crypto world reeled from the Libra rug pull, Argentina's political scene faced intense scrutiny. Milei's sudden deletion of his promotional tweet only fueled suspicions, leading to a wave of legal actions. His opponents saw this as the perfect opportunity to challenge his leadership, while his supporters dismissed it as a desperate political attack. Meanwhile, international regulators started paying close attention to the case. Despite the scandal, Milei remained defiant, doubling down on his pro-crypto stance in public statements. Instead of addressing the specifics of the Libra debacle, he framed the controversy as an attempt to discredit decentralized finance. His ability to control the narrative played a key role in keeping his approval rating steady. The quick recovery of Argentina's stock market suggested that investors weren't convinced the case would significantly impact his presidency. But outside Argentina, the legal landscape was shifting. In the US, discussions about potential legal action against those involved in Libra intensified. Since American investors had lost money in the scam, legal experts speculated that US authorities might pursue fraud charges. Leaked messages connecting Karina Milei to the deal raised questions about whether she could face international consequences. However, prosecuting foreign officials for crypto crimes remained legally complex, and Argentina was unlikely to cooperate with any extradition requests. The real battle was unfolding within crypto itself. Beyond the political drama, the Libra scandal reinforced calls for stricter regulations in the industry. It exposed how easily meme coins could be weaponized by those with power, further damaging crypto's already fragile reputation. Investors who had once viewed decentralization as a safeguard against corruption now questioned whether the space had become even more vulnerable to manipulation. As regulators debated their next moves, one thing was clear. Without real oversight, scandals like this would only keep happening. For many traders, the Libra scandal wasn't just about corruption. It was a brutal reminder of how meme coin markets are rigged from the start. The moment a new token launches, automated bots and insider traders rush in to secure massive portions of the supply before regular investors can react. This practice, known as sniping, allows a small group of players to extract profits instantly while leaving everyone else to buy at inflated prices. The result? A system where the house always wins, and retail traders are just exit liquidity. In the case of Libra, Kelia Ventures openly admitted to sniping their own launch, giving themselves a massive advantage. But they weren't alone. Leaked conversations suggested that major Solana-based exchanges, including Jupiter and Meteora, were also complicit. These platforms allegedly allowed insiders to position themselves before launch, ensuring they could dump on retail investors at peak prices. If true, this meant that some of crypto's most trusted platforms were actively enabling market manipulation on a massive scale. Sniping isn't a new phenomenon, but the Libra debacle highlighted just how deeply embedded it is in the meme coin economy. Even on legitimate decentralized exchanges, advanced bots can execute trades at lightning speed, securing the best positions before human traders can even click buy. Despite growing frustration, there's little that retail traders can do to fight back. Some developers have tried implementing anti-sniping measures, but experienced insiders always find ways around them. As long as meme coins remain a high-stakes gambling arena, manipulation will continue to dominate the market. The Libra scandal reignited a long-standing debate. Should crypto remain a decentralized free market, or is it time for stricter regulation? For years, regulators have struggled to keep up with the rapidly evolving industry, often targeting legitimate projects while letting outright scams slide. Regulation is a double-edged sword. Many in the crypto community argue that increased government intervention would kill innovation and push legitimate projects offshore. They point to the SEC's aggressive crackdown on crypto firms as an example of regulators going after the wrong targets. Instead of supporting clear guidelines for the industry, authorities have often focused on enforcement actions that do little to prevent real scams. The Libra case exposed this flaw. While regulators chased after compliant companies, an obvious fraud happened in broad daylight. Still, the need for change is undeniable. The sheer volume of money lost to rug pulls, insider trading, and market manipulation has reached a breaking point. Some exchanges have started implementing stricter listing requirements and anti-sniping measures, but these are voluntary steps with no legal enforcement. Ultimately, the Libra scandal was a warning sign for both traders and regulators. It showed just how easy it is for influential figures to manipulate markets and how little protection exists for everyday investors. Whether crypto can clean up its act before regulators step in remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: if these kinds of scams keep happening, the next crackdown might be the most aggressive one yet. The Libra rug pull wasn't just another crypto scam, it was a $100 million wake-up call. It exposed how easily politicians, insider traders, and market manipulators can hijack the system, leaving everyday investors with nothing. Will scams like this keep draining the market, or will the industry finally clean up its act? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think crypto needs more regulation, or should it stay the Wild West? And if you want to stay ahead of the game, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got more deep dives coming that you won't want to miss. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.